Beautiful rainbow after some crazy thunderstorms. What's going on, bird nerds? Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic day. We are out here in the backyard enjoying some sunshine, but what we're really doing is finally building our aviary. It's gonna be a masterpiece. So let me bring you up to speed on what we've got going on so far. It's going to be about 12 feet tall from the middle, and then goes down to 10 feet tall on the edges. So to keep the same, I'm going to be keeping the same slope and shape as the bird shed, but just taller. Because I wasn't able to go as far back as I wanted to, I decided to go up a little bit higher, just to create some more space and room for the birds to fly around and enjoy. So what we're using is 4x4 plywood there, or 4x4 boards. So we're kind of doing a bulkier frame. I've got some of my roof slats on, and then we'll do roof slats down the side. I got to put 2 more on up there. And then we'll probably do a cross design here on all 3 of my panels to get some added support in there. But I wanted it to kind of be bigger and more open. So when people come and look, you can see more of the birds and not just wood, right? So kind of step back here, give you an idea of the height. So my shed's 10 feet tall there at the point. So just an added 2 feet there, and then it comes down to 6 feet tall. So I just added basically 2 feet of height all around. We did drill down into the pavers to secure the boards and the wood down into the pavers. Again, I'll have another middle post on each of these going back and kind of have that cross design. And then we've got several of the metal hinges here that we're helping to sit the boards on. It's a pretty solid frame, so hoping to really get a lot of this done by end of day today is my goal, at least having it all framed and being able to get it to a point to where we want to start painting it and getting it ready for wire. One thing I am debating on doing, so I originally had planned for right here to have a little 4-foot walkway or double door entry going in right here. But now that I think of it, I'm wondering if I want to do my double entry here, kind of in that back corner, and go that way. Then it kind of leaves, let me step back out here for a minute. Then it'll kind of leave some more space here. I'd like to put a bench up there. I'm hoping to eventually, all this we're going to change into a water feature. That'll probably be next year's project, but it might be nice to kind of leave this area open so that I can put either more benches or flower pots there, just so people can actually come and view it. And we'll do the double door entry back here in the back. But construction has finally begun. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of winging it. I have a rough design that I drew out and measurements, and we're just kind of going with the flow here. And hopefully it'll work out for us in the end. We'll kind of step back, give you a nice big view of the overall. Should be really nice. Birds will get some good direct sunlight. We'll cover half of the roof up with some some tin or something like that so that they can be shaded from the sun. But by about 5 o'clock in the evening, we get a whole bunch of shade right here, so birds will be able to enjoy some nice shaded evening time. But really excited, guys. We'll get some pictures going on here and maybe some videos. Okay, so we got a little bit further along. We were able to get all of the roof pieces on there. We were able to get our middle pieces down there in line. So we're just focusing on here real quick this back side and getting my roof pieces tied up in there. You do have to cut it at an angle like that for it to sit up. I wanted them to sit up flush with that middle beam, and then had them hanging over on the top here. You can see this is my template board that I've got. So it's kind of got a little bit of an angle. This part will sit at the very top, so it'll sit like that. And then because of that back flight, it's going to be a little bit shorter. I had to cut these down. So on this side, these are just full 8-foot length planks. But because you can see here, probably a little bit hard to see because I don't have as much space, but this flight here is actually a couple feet shorter, just on how, because I wanted to line up the middle of it with the peak, but I also wanted to extend this one out past the shed just so that I could use up most of the paver area that I have. So I ended up making this one a couple feet bigger than this one, which is totally fine, but we just needed to, I had to cut down 2 feet off of those planks. So instead of an 8-foot, they're a 6-foot plank, so they're not awkwardly hanging out really far off. So we'll go ahead and maybe we'll show you cutting them. Really the only tools that I have been using: tape measure. We've got our, where did I put my drill? I've got my drill here. I've got my chauffeur here helping me out here today. I've got 5-inch and 3.5-inch nails that I've been using. Got a little hand saw and then a little chop saw. That's really all I've been using, other than the metal. Let's see, what have we got here? These little metal brackets. We've got this one here that sits up. That's what the end pieces are sitting on. And then up here I've got just the little half hangers, putting the boards on and then screwing them in. So making some progress. It's looking good.
Dad, can I help?
You what?
Can I help? Just look how high I can get on here. Look
So high.
Look.
Hey, hold on. Like that, I gotta chop this up. All right, bird nerds, we're just out here working on the good old shed. We're making some good progress here, so just gonna flip it around, show you where we're at and what I have left to do with the wood, and then what next steps will be. So you can see I've got probably 95% of it done. I've got the bulk of the framing done. We've got our roof all complete. Coming over to look on this side for you. Here I'm gonna do my door here. I did run out of wood. I've got to go get literally like one more plank of wood because it's gonna stand up right here, and I don't have any more wood. I have quite a bit of scraps left over. As you can see, I've got a bunch of scraps there. I do have this long piece, but it's like 4 inches too short. So we'll go get another one and we'll stand our door up right here. So what it will look like coming in, this will be my double door entrance. So you'll come in, step right in right here. We'll close the door, and then right here, this door will open up into the aviary. So we'll come into the aviary. And then I did something a little bit different here. I got my ladder in the way. I'm doing just kind of like a half trap door to get into my big aviary. What I realized from my last flight, if you guys watched my earlier videos, I had a big door that went into my second flight, and I always had birds flying in and out and mixing. And I purposely separate certain genders or species of birds, and I don't want them to cross over, so I had to go and catch them, and it was always a hassle. And so this time I'm doing like a small trapdoor. So this, I say small, it's about 4 feet tall, so it's just a little bit. My hope is, and the door will swing open this way, so then I can just go straight in. My hope is that none of the birds will fly through as I'm walking through it. Just because it's so much smaller. Most of them, I would imagine, most of the birds will be hanging out up top. So that's what we got going for the door. So like I said, I got to go buy one more of these, and then I'll have the frame set up, and then I've got a bunch of 2x4s that I'll actually build the door itself out of. Then I was thinking, let me step back here a minute for you guys. I wanted to, like I said, I have all these extra scraps of wood. So I wanted to just add some wood, and it'll serve 2 purposes. One, it'll help strengthen the frame, which is always good, right? I think this is pretty sturdy. I don't think it's going anywhere. I've got it bolted down into the pavers and into the shed. These are heavy 4x4s, but we're gonna utilize all this extra scrap wood that I have. And what I've got here is an example, and I've just cut it at 45 degrees on both ends. And we're gonna stick it up here into these corners like that. So to give a nice little decorative look, but it'll also fortify those. And I'm debating if I wanna do this just on the bottom ones, or if I wanna do it on the bottom and the top part. I think I'll just do it on the bottom ones. I don't want it to look too overboard, and I don't think I'd have enough scraps of wood to do that, but I think I've got enough scraps to where I can stick that into some of my corners just to add a nice decorative look to the aviary, and also add a little bit more strength to the frame. So it's looking good, guys. We're making good progress. So I've done all of this in about a day and a half, so a full day and a half. So took some time off work and just figured I'd hurry and crank it out. We've got winter and fall approaching. Fall is pretty much close to here. A lot of you can't see it in the camera, but a lot of the trees up in our mountains are already starting to change to their fall colors. It's starting to get cooler, and I'd really like to get this finished before winter hits, and I'd also would like to get it finished so that the birds have a chance to come out and get some sunlight before it gets too cold for them. So super excited, guys. We'll keep you up to date on the progress. Well, here's the look, at least on the front part, with these little 45-degree angle slats that I put in. I like it. Almost kind of looks like some tree branches growing off of it. Feel like that's pretty suiting for a bird aviary. We'll see. I don't know if I'll have enough supplies to do all 3 levels, but just wanted to get a little bit of design and decoration, at least up here up front, for people to see. Thought it looked pretty cool, so let me know what you guys think of that. All right, guys, we're on the tail end of getting the bird shed completed. So the last thing that we have to do, or the last few things, I still need to finish this, build our doors. What do I have right here? I need to put one more middle beam across, more so I can get my wire on and have something to staple it to. It's just too big of a gap for the wire, so we're gonna throw that on. We'll put a few more of these guys along here on the outsides for decoration, and then we'll go from there.